My name is Beth Rennie. I'm Editor-in-Chief at ASCM, and I am joined by our CEO, Abe Eshkenazi. How are you doing, Abe?
I'm well, Beth, and yourself?
I'm doing great, thank you. So for anyone who read Abe's article this past Friday, it was all about supply chain heroes. And as you know, ASCM is looking for your own inspiring stories of supply chain heroism. So if you or your organization has done anything extraordinary over these past few months, we would really love to hear about it. So please go to either LinkedIn or Facebook or both, and then use the hashtag supply chain heroes and hashtag ASCM in your post. And then ASCM will be sharing these with our global audience over the coming weeks. And also, as one quick reminder, if you don't get Abe's Friday article, please be sure to sign up for free at ascm.org/impact. All right, so let's jump into the questions now. As I just mentioned, this past week, you talked about supply chain heroes and people who are really taking some risks. So whether it's risks having to do with their health and safety, or whether it is a manufacturer who is actually taking the risk of pivoting what they normally do in order to produce urgently needed supplies. These are some big risks, and it is definitely stories of heroism. Abe, you also said manufacturers who are shifting the way they produce is courageous. And I'm wondering if you can explain a little bit about that, why it is courageous to make such a big change.
I think at the beginning, these organizations are thinking much more of the greater community than just themselves or their organization. They have, not only agreed to make the necessary investments, but they're focused on the short term, not really recognizing how the long term is going to play out. I'm sure everybody would like to know what the new normal looks like on the backside of this, disruption. But the shift is responding to a short-term need, either for personal protection equipment or food manufacturing or other opportunities that they have to serve the consumers and the patients. I think it's also worth noting that a lot of organizations are also taking this opportunity to shift their strategies and implement more digital technology as well as digital improvements for their organization. This includes flexible manufacturing, perhaps split shifts, perhaps a way to reconfigure their lines to be much more agile than we were in the past. And I think that's one of the benefits of the, taking advantage of the opportunity is to embed more agility into the supply chains, which is obviously needed relative to not only this disruption, but all disruptions. The bottom line, these organizations are focused on the greater good, on making investments in the short term to address what is sorely needed, either in personal protection equipment, healthcare workers, frontline workers. They're putting themselves and their organizations financially at risk. But hats off to them and to the employees and the healthcare workers who are making the sacrifices for all of us. I think we'll all benefit from it, and I believe that we all hope that we find our way out of this sooner than later.
Absolutely. So a lot of the people that you talked about in your article, they're, as you said, they're really putting themselves out there to make sure that consumers and patients get what they need most. A lot of them are very selfless acts. But at the same time, there is a certain sense of fulfillment, and it's very rewarding when you know that the work that you do each day is actually making an impact on the people around you. So now that the world knows what supply chain is and there's a spotlight shining on the industry, how do you think that the ASCM community can take hold of this moment of awareness and really use it to address the ongoing talent gap, the skills shortage, and point people towards a very rewarding career in supply chain?
I think we need to take a look at the opportunity for a job versus a career. There are a lot of opportunities right now within supply chain, whether they be in logistics, warehousing, distribution. This is a wonderful time for individuals to reskill themselves and find a job. And I think that's critical for a significant portion of the population that has been displaced. On the other end of the spectrum are opportunities for careers in supply chain. And the opportunities were significant before we had the disruption and are as significant and will be even more so on the backside of this. So the first thing that we need to do is ensure that people have facts and information on how to make a decision as to whether this is a good career opportunity for them. So let's start with some facts for the jobs in supply chain. First, before the pandemic, we had a significant gap in finding supply chain professionals. Our recent survey indicated that there was almost 200,000 open jobs for supply chain professionals. And we did not anticipate that the number of jobs would be filled even by 2025. We indicated that there still would be a shortage of supply chain professionals. This is in spite of the pay that a lot of these individuals, as well as the job prospects for a lot of these graduates are receiving. Placement rate for individuals with supply chain degrees graduating from four-year schools is over 90%. Starting salaries are second to only to engineers. So this provides a wonderful opportunity for individuals. If they're looking for a rewarding career, they can find it in the compensation necessary. So our salary survey also pointed out some interesting information for individuals. First, 88% of supply chain professionals are very satisfied with their career. That's an extremely high number for individual satisfaction. 60+% of employees found a job in less than 3 months. So develop the competencies, develop the capabilities, and the employers will hire you. Our salary survey also indicated that the median starting salary for supply chain professionals is $60,000. That's pretty substantial in today's environment. Median salary for individuals with a baccalaureate degree is $75,000, with a master's degree over $95,000. That's substantial compensation for these individuals. Why are they achieving these kinds of compensation benefits? Because they're making a difference for their organization. Organizations are succeeding when they hire qualified supply chain professionals. It's also important to note, and I do want to give a shout out to our certificate holders and our designees from APEX. If you hold an APEX designation, your salary increases over 20% versus comparable individuals without a certification. That's pretty significant for individuals and a differentiator. So you'll often see it on jobs requiring it, preferring a designation, and APEX is among the highest rated among the designations for the industry. It also bears pointing out that we have significant opportunities for diversity and inclusion to expand our reach into women in supply chain. Our latest study indicated that women in management were less than 25% of management teams within supply chain organizations, even though there have been empirical evidence and studies done to indicate that those organizations that have greater diversity, not just of women, but of all types of diversity, outperform their counterparts. So there are significant opportunities for individuals. I do want to say that organizations need to step up as well, provide internship opportunities, provide mentoring opportunities. These are wonderful opportunities for individuals. Lastly, I think the perception of supply chain needs to be absorbed as much as the information about supply chain today. No longer are we talking about blue-collar manufacturing jobs. We're talking about highly technical, innovative opportunities, individuals working with artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics. This is a wonderful opportunity with diverse skills and competencies that they will make a difference, not only in their lives, but make a difference in the consumers and the patients' lives. This is a wonderful opportunity to join organizations and to see a difference that you can make through a supply chain career.
All right, for our final question, in addition to highlighting and showcasing these supply chain heroes with this current initiative that we're working toward, your article also mentioned the ASCM Awards of Excellence. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about this opportunity and what the awards recognize for those who might not be aware of the program.
This program that a number of recognitions that we've done over the years to recognize not only organizations, but individuals for innovation and making an impact. And let me stress a little bit more on the making an impact. We previously recognized individuals that made a difference through their organization, either through extraordinary accomplishments, underserved populations, sustainability, a number of different impacts that these individuals had made. And I will tell you, in the past, it's been really hard to choose among all the wonderful stories that we heard as an organization. This year, we're going to do it a little bit differently. In the past, we recognized an individual. This year, we're going to recognize the industry of supply chain professionals, and our hats off to them for making a difference. They're all heroes, every one of them, in terms of supporting, whether on the front line or in the back office, or designing and implementing supply chain solutions to make a difference today and in the futures. As I indicated before, our healthcare professionals will make sure that we're safe and we're healthy and that we can get back to a economy as well as a office setting or work setting where we're all safe. Supply chain professionals are going to ensure that we have a robust, responsive, sustainable business model so that consumers and patients alike can count on our organizations and on a very effective and efficient supply chain. Hats off to all the supply chain professionals. This is about you. You make a difference every day in what you do.
All right, thank you so much, Abe. To learn more about the awards and all the different categories that you can enter, please visit ascm.org/awards of excellence. You may enter in multiple categories, and entry is free and open to everyone. And as a reminder, please follow ASCM on LinkedIn and Facebook so you don't miss one of these wonderful chats for SCM this week. Thank you very much, Abe.
Thanks, Beth.